What makes a good what makes a good horror movie? Is it the effects? Is it the atmosphere? Is it something else entirely? Hello everyone, Ren here, or Alias, and today I shall discuss the best horror movie I've ever seen, Hereditary. I won't discuss the plot too much because I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it. I highly recommend this movie. Again, it is the best horror movie I've ever seen. And I feel like it's a horror movie that's best experienced blind without knowing too much about it. So, looping back to the question, what makes a good horror movie? My answer is realism. Because a horror movie can range from the supernatural to the normal, to the jump scares, to the psychological horror. What makes a horror movie good is you believing that the characters on the screen are as real as you and me. So, if a movie makes you feel like the characters could be your next door neighbor, that's when a movie is doing the best job it absolutely can. And Hereditary is the best of this. For the first half of the movie, the family gets put on a spot that you could see anybody in. It's a tough spot to be in, and there's no right way to do it, and there's no wrong way to feel. Because the family just experienced something traumatic, and you do not know how they can move on from the traumatic event. All of the characters, especially the mom, acts very realistic. You could feel like that could be your mom scolding you for doing something bad. Except in the movie, you know, it's 100 times worse. The characters are set pretty early on, with the mom being the protagonist, the dad being a supporting character, the brother being a victim almost, and the sister being the weird person, the monster of the movie, basically. And as these characters unravel, you see their personalities, how they're all supposed to act. After the big tragedy happens, there's this dinner scene, and I still think about the scene to this day. Everything is perfect about this scene. The way the dinner is silent, the way the dad tries to hold the family together, and the way the brother wants to find some semblance of reconciliation. But the way the mom is acting is very realistic, because she's under an immense amount of pressure, because she is the matriarch of the family. She's supposed to, carry all of these burdens. She doesn't have to carry it alone, but she's too proud to ask for help from her family, because she doesn't want them to be involved in this, because she had a bad relationship with her mother. And when she blows up, it's at the exact moment where anybody would blow up after dealing with something like that. After the first half of the movie starts dabbling in the supernatural. It doesn't full send it to the pool. It dips its toe in it. Because the way they dabble with it is you don't know if there's actually something hunting the family. You just know that they just went through a traumatic event and they're feeling an immense amount of guilt and a lot of bad feelings. And you don't know if something happened, something got summoned and got thrown into the movie. Or if it's just, their minds playing tricks on them. Because they cannot move past this event. You don't know what's real and what's not. You could see yourself, as the brother, shaking, thinking that, his reflection is smiling back at him or something like that. Because there's no confirmation that there's anything else going on. It's just a family. But then, on the last part of the movie, this is the bad part of the movie, the last part, they did not nail the ending. The last part, they went full wacky with the supernatural stuff, and then it loses the grounding of reality. Up until there's a scene where the mom burns a book, and everything after that, it just loses its footing on reality. That is the only bad part about Hereditary. Because before that, it could happen to anybody, there were no ghosts, no nothing. Just a tragic event and a lot of psychological horror and nightmares, hallucinations, sleepwalking, stuff that could happen to someone that's going through an immense amount of stress or who is going through post-traumatic stress disorder, which I think the mom has. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just assuming that she has that, because she has some symptoms. You know, the movie is like you're eating this wonderful, like 5-course meal, from the appetizer to the soup, to the main course, to the sides, and now, boom, for dessert, you get raw Folgers coffee that you have to eat with a spoon. Like, yeah, it's okay, I can eat raw Folgers coffee. I'd rather the dessert be something else that wouldn't put a bitter taste after I had this fantastic meal. This movie, I would recommend it to anyone. I feel like this should be the movie that horror movies should take a page out of. Because if there's another movie that can make this happen and have the ending stick, that would probably take my top spot. I saw this movie when it came out back in 2018, and I remember the night I went to bed of that movie. I couldn't sleep. I wasn't a kid back then. I was a young man, and I'm scary looking, and I had to have a night light on so I could go to bed after seeing this movie. It is absolutely insane how good of a job this movie do at being a horror movie, and I still think about it to this day, 5 years later. So if someone ever asks you what makes a good horror movie, you can just say that it's grounded on reality. I hope you're having a fantastic spooky month so far. It is a good month, or a month where you just get to get scared and eat candy. Well, this has been Ren, or Alias. Bye bye.